Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Forrest Wolfer here, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Last time, we started the third case. Those I didn't know is basically involving a kidnapping having taken place, and our main objective is to figure out all alongside with a murder that happened. Our goal is to try to find the kidnapped victim and determine who caused this person's death. The victim's death. Like who did it, how it happened, and why they seemingly did it. But for now, let's go ahead and get right straight into this. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey Daniel Barry, how you doing tonight? March 13th, 1:22 p.m. Gatewaterland main gate. Chased out like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything. However, I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with. Ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands, when I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, and I'm going to work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go! I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just going to drop the issue, he says with a smile on his face. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth! The stadium! Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium! A witness? You! What did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? Ah! The jig is up! Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir! Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. Okay, so, we'll be going back to that area later, and I'm gonna show some things that, we can see through there. But for right now, March 13th. I thought there was a witness here. Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth! Hey, it's Sama, everybody! Hey! She is back after being gone after the 5th case of the first game. If you play the Nintendo DS version of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and every other re-release of that version of the game. This is Emma Skye, for those of you that don't know. She, like I said, was the one of the main characters of the 5th case of the first game. If you have not played it, and you have, if you have Phoenix Wright in any way, shape, or form, whether it be by the original Game Boy Advance, that was released exclusively and only in Japan, to the Nintendo DS version, or the Wii U Virtual Console, or Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, or if you just want to watch somebody watch a playthrough of it. Either way, I highly recommend. That's the best way to go about it. That's like brief synopsis of it. I won't go into full detail for those of you who have not seen that case in the first game. But yeah, so she was a main character in the 5th case of the Nintendo DS exclusive, the case exclusive to the Nintendo DS version and any other version any other re-release of that version, which is just about everything. Anyway, let's get to the story now that I've let my excitement cool down some of the drinking tea. Because Emma Sky is really one of my favorite characters. She isn't no Maya Fey, but she does do some good work as your assistant during that case. She does a really good job for what it's worth, and that story is, in my opinion, it's a really good story. It may be a bit convoluted in some ways, but I still think it's I think it's like one of those cases where I like, but some other people don't like. It's one of those things kind of there. But yeah, love that case. Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Sky, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lorna Sky. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet! More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically! Good to know she's still keeping that dream alive, hell yeah. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. I assume this is another Badger mobile? Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. Yes, this is a Retina Searing Pink model. A Retina Searing... Okay. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday. You'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Sky. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday. And I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief! A great thief? She's like, wait, what? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. She's still got that shocked expression on her face. Anyway, in any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do! Emma Sky. So why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I had really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I used these to track your footprints and I followed them straight to you. This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground and when you shine the special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. The witness. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edward needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking. So let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, what's that off in the distance? Oh, hey! It's the Pink Badger! Badger, get! Badger, 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 badger. Just what does she see in these silly things? I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. Here we go. Are you guys ready to see who's under that mask? Ah! I can't take being inside this stuffy den anymore! Yep, it's Wendy Oldbag. Back once again. Oh my goodness, we could just not be rid of this woman. She, for those of you that don't know about this character, she appeared in Ace Attorney and Ace Attorney Justice for All. She first appeared in Ace Attorney in the third case, and then she would reappear in the final case of Justice for All. I'm not going to go too into this one, because while Emma was only in one case up to this point, when Oldbag was involved in two, and I'm not going to take the time to talk about them. Again, if you want to see those cases, more power to you in some way, shape, or form. However you want to do it is up to you, whether you want to watch someone play it or play it yourself. Yeah. She is back! Let's see what shenanigans she's gonna put us through today. No! Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and calls me great Edgy Poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kid's stream alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm just gonna be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. So you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth's too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just a Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name is Wendy Oldbag, but you can call me Wendy or Granny or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Wendy Oldbag. Let's see what she's been up to. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gladewater hotels the last time we met? I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in whenever there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are, talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. And oh my god, here she goes. I am not reading any of that. I'm not reading any of that, okay? She goes way too fast for my reading. My reading skills are decent, but are pretty. My reading skills are very good, but I'm not reading that fast text. You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. The witness. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. I saw what happened. You even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true. She is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder! Do you mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. Alright. Witness testimony. One old bag witnessed. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately. What's that unfortunately you tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. Rebuttal. What old bag witnessed? I came to the stadium to take a short break.
Hold it!
You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger? It's hard we're keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your head creeps with pain, you even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would scar a child for life, you know. Well, that's why I chose to take my break here, whippersnapper! I don't plan on playing that part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids! So what did you see while you, the Pink Badger, were resting? Oh yes, that. Well... As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area.
Hold
it! You saw two men? Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that. What, did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful. Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone! And I'm not jealous! It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just foals compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest in the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place? Absolutely! That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat! What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could find, and I couldn't find someone who could help. Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? Exactly, Tay. While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth! Yes? So about this new problem, what is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean! I swear it's something you're going to like! What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief! Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Ah, don't be like that! What do you think now? What is it doing? What is it doing? It's projecting something in the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood! What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see... The swordman said that the two were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground. Ah, so with this we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. See? So, what do you think? I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu! Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information or if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I could use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth! Right now, the simulation is recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me. So you just let me know, okay? Begin investigation, Stadium. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right. But... But if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item? The wrong button. So now I gotta figure out what the missing item is. See, I already know what the answer is. If you notice, there's not an ounce of blood, even a small thing of blood here. So...
Take that!
This is the contradiction. Eh? Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there's no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgy Poo! How can you do me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down! You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Alright. So let's take a look-see here. So, here's where the fun begins. So here's where the fun begins with this logic. The reason why there is no blood... Let's see here. So it says the victim was in a costume, right? We've already deduced that they were probably in a costume. And now we have no blood. So... this means... is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Dayton was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Dayton's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground! Precisely. Now if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it would be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Oh, we know how. Hey Emma, you're up. This is amazing! Just feel the power of science! Footprint analysis. Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Ah, finally my expert knowledge in forensics is needed! Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me! My cutting-edge detection kit could find anything! Very well, if you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work! Hey, I found something! Look, right there! I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright. Oh. These footprints were here. Yeah, were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Victim's costume data jotted down in my organizer. He was likely wearing one due to footprints shaping the lack of blood. Okay! In that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. Investigation complete. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer. I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Alright, so basically, I'm not gonna read this. Because it's literally the exact same testimony as earlier. Sort of like with case 1 with how, or the first game, how, we had that going on in, the second case of the game. So, does this mean that Miss Oldbank's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See? I just knew Little Thief would be of help! Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Swordbag to put into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. Rebuttal, what Miss Swordbag witnessed. What did we just see? Victim's costume. She said she saw two men facing each other in the area. The problem is, if the victim was wearing a costume, how would she know one of them was? How would she know that the victim inside the costume was a man?
Objection!
Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing the costume at the time. Ah! Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. Ah! I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my own very eyes. My very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense. Yeah, I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for Hotshot Night VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and then to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume from the way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. In the shadow of the stage. It was hard to make out the killer and the victim that Old Bag saw in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. I'm just gonna keep on rambling like a crazy woman. Yeah, as I said, I am not going to say... And whenever she goes like that, I am not repeating what she said. At all. I'm not going to do that. Anyway. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it! Begin investigation, Stadium, Part 2! So let's see here. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. The silhouette's been changed depending on the information I input. The little thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away! We may even find more info with which to make a more accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. It's the silhouette of the killer with his helmet at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know in a little thief. She has a point. Yep. What's going on over here? It looks like they broke the stage down. The stage was packed up. The stage I saw this morning on the I guess this means that they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. Now, if I am remembering correctly, what we gotta do now... Yeah, let's go ahead and, go to our mind. Because they just packed up in the shadow of the stage. Okay, so in the shadow of the stage, and this happened earlier in the day, so chances are the stage was actually set up still at the time of the shooting that took place. So, let's connect the dots, or piece puzzle pieces. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay! Well, we already know the contradiction here. Unless this person right here became a superhuman that could walk through a stage, that's clearly not right. There's clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on, it wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at the time. Yeesh, I told you I got it! Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well... in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage naturally. Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes! I remember now! The killer was standing on top of the stage. See? Now let me update the info in the simulation. Well, well. What have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we discovered that the real scene of the murder is here. The stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy! You two! Sir! And now they pretty much recreated the crime scene here. And there you have it. You see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Argument. Agent Lang's logic. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. Are you sure about that? The problem is, again, we don't know much about that. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thanks for your understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. Rebuttal. Agent Lang's logic. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. as the Trusty Little Recreation showed. So, See, thinking about this here, if you notice, if you guys recall how the bullet entered and exited through the body, the bullet entered his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. What Lang is saying is that the victim was shot from on high, so that'd be on the stage, pointing with a weapon pointing down on him, right? So the problem with that logic is it entered his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. The abdomen is down low. The shoulder is more higher up. So instead of going down, it went up. So the shooter didn't actually get him from on the stage. The actual situation is, well, we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm pulling a Alfred Hitchcock on, with how that Psycho trailer from Alfred Hitchcock Psycho, the 1960 movie trailer. That's what I'm pulling right now, because we're gonna get to that when we get to it. But for right now,
Objection!
I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You got in quite unexpectedly after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in this abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction! You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. It was the killer's and victim's locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. If this is what happened, it also explained the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Alright. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Huh. Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. He's still adamant on this one. Another bit of proof. Argument. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicated with the blue Badgermobile. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. The 3 tire tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? So that's gonna be our contradiction there. Rebuttal. Another bit of proof. Yeah, this one, I know it's the blue Badgermobile for sure.
Objection!
Oh wow, I got it right on the first try, I can't believe it. Like, which was the correct one? Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been led by Officer Meekins' blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the blue Badgermobile had never been to the stadium? It's the tire treads.
Take that!
Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. If this car had come back to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you... Hey, I've got it! What about Miss Oldbat's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous! I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats! Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh! You mean the Proto-Badger? That's right. There was one more parking space inside that garage. And it proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. Hey, did you hear something? Oh. Help me. Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in. Right away using the underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No. I didn't see their faces. But two. One was a woman. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene, or am I going to have to get rough? Again? You're nothing but a big bully! Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go! Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you. That's right. I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? My, you little rascal. You sure know the way into a woman's heart. Lang Zi says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my Edgy-Boo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with. Somewhere clear, I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth! Well, we got no choice, we have to leave. And that's that. Yes, I shall save my progress. Why am I doing this just in case? But anyway, there we go. That is going to be it for this episode of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Next time, we head back to the Wild West area to explore some more things that we may or may not have missed. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Forrest Walpole, signing off.